This is Love Marlene 411, and welcome to today's podcast video live stream. I wanted to come on live and talk to you guys for a little bit. You know that this channel is all about love, the love we have for ourselves, because hopefully in talking about these things, we're able to love ourselves better, because until you learn to love yourself in the right way, you cannot love anybody else. So here we go. Let's talk about this topic today. Love is an action word. A lot of people don't understand what this means because they don't know how to love themselves. There's a lot of people who are very angry with themselves, with their past, with so much things that they do not allow themselves to be their best. They do not allow themselves to give love, because you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't possess. And regardless of what has happened to us in our life, regardless of the way other people have treated you, it still doesn't stop you from the responsibility of making changes in your life. And I know I'm the type of person that I could have made an excuse in my life. I could have made that excuse and say, because I was not loved, because people had hurt me, or because people didn't show up for me, that I shouldn't love. Hey, Denise, how are you doing? Welcome. You know, it's something easy to do as a woman or as a man when we get hurt, or when someone scars us, traumatizes us. It's easy to say that love doesn't exist. Just because another person does not show up and love us the way that we deserve, it doesn't mean that love is impossible. It doesn't mean that love is not out there for us. And I wanted to do this stream because there's a lot of people who are tainted by love, because love didn't show up the way they wanted, or the way you needed to be loved. And just because a person is angry, manipulative, controlling, or someone hurt you or broke your heart, it does not mean that love does not exist. I wanted to do this stream because I went through all of that before, being bitter, being angry because of unresolved issues from parents. Hi, Frankie, how are you? I had a lot of unresolved issues from my parents, from siblings, from other people that hurt me. Even in a romantic relationship, sometimes people will hurt you so badly, disappoint you, not show up for you, not love you the way that you deserve, and we will feel sometimes that love doesn't exist. Or, hi, Kelly. We'll feel that love doesn't exist. We'll feel like we'll never get love the way that we deserve to get love. And it's not true. Just because somebody else can't give you, or is not capable of giving you love, it does not mean that love is not there for you. Hi, Ahmed. So I just wanted to give somebody that encouragement that needs to hear it today. Just because somebody did not love you, did not show up for you, was not kind to you, it doesn't mean that love doesn't exist. Don't give up your hope of love, whether it's self-love, it's giving a healthy love to your children or your siblings, or if you're searching for romantic love. I wanted to say that to somebody, because sometimes ultimately when one person or a group of people don't show up for you, don't love you, don't accept you, you'll feel like you're not capable of love, like you did something wrong. And it's time that we put that accountability with the people who hurt us. They need help. They have issues, but it doesn't mean that you don't deserve love. I went through that for a really long period of my time in my life. I was really and truly sad because I was not getting the love that I wanted, the love that I feel that I deserved. And Just because you may not find it, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Love is still out there. Never give up on putting your heart out there. But I always say that when you work on yourself and you learn to be a better communicator, you get busy in your life. When you go out there and you're accomplishing your goals, you will find love, or I should say, love will find you, because not all the time it's just going to get dropped into your lap. You know, you got to get out there. And if you're looking for somebody, you got to get out there. You got to date. You got to be intentional about your life. Hi, Lando NC. How are you doing? Welcome, everybody. If you could hit the like, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. So I wanted to say this to everybody. You know, love is an action word, right? And it's not just a word that we say. And sometimes people will get so caught up in that word love, wanting love. And yeah, love can be, you know, the wonderful, sweet feeling that you feel, but also love is a real, tangible thing. It's action, it's what people do for you and not just say. And sometimes, you know, as I can say, as a woman, I get wrapped up in wanting to hear those words, I love you. And also, I can't say that it doesn't happen to men, but I'm not a man. But I'm sure men want to hear that I love you. And sometimes people could be very manipulative and just tell you they love you, but there's nothing behind that I love you. They're only saying that I love you to use you for some reason, like use you sexually, use you mentally, have some control or power over you. Yeah. Yes, Denise, you agree? Yeah, love is action. So if you do not have people in your life that will actually show you, and, you know, it's a real thing. If people cannot show up for you, then it's not love. Hi, Hamza, how are you? It's more than just saying the words, okay? And it's easy to get caught up in that thing of just saying the words, I love you. You need more than just the words, I love you. What is that love going to cause you to do? You know, and love is patient, love is kind, love is long suffering. Yeah, it's all of those things. And if somebody tells you they love you, but they're not willing to make sacrifices for you, they're not willing to be patient with you, they're not willing to be understanding, if all they want is loving you, but that love is very toxic. And there's a lot of people that they think that they're loving you when actually it's just control. They want to have access to your mind. They want access to your heart. But um, the whole thing about everything is we have to know who we are first. And I think that that's the hard part, right? That's the hard part about a lot of times we'll be searching and seeking for love, but we don't even know who we are. So I want to give you all that assignment too, to start working on yourself and working on loving yourself, because we can't go out there and get that healthy, tangible love that we deserve if we first don't know who we are, what we're worth, what we deserve. And no matter how hard we try, no matter how much people can love us, we can sabotage the best things that ever happened to us. I don't know if anybody has ever been through anything like that, but I know I have. You could sabotage the amazing relationship until you learn to love yourself, until you learn to be happy and to be content with who you are. You, no matter how good other people are to you, you're going to be miserable. So it does take work. It takes time as an adult, as a human being, to pour into yourself, and to really recognize, is this healthy? Are they patient with me? Are they understanding? Or are they just giving the words, the lip service? Because I will say that part is easy. It's easy to say, I love you. But it's a whole nother thing. What does the love cause me to do? Because I love you, I will do X, Y, and Z. And that's what I'm talking about. That's where a lot of people don't go into that deeper part of love. They just stay on the surface. They really don't go underneath. And it's a whole nother topic to talk about. Um, how what that person is willing to make changes, because if you really have a really pure love for somebody, you will be willing to do some amazing things, because that love is going to cover you, and that love is going to guide you. It's going to be protective. It's going to be understanding. I can say for myself that love caused me to treat myself better. Love caused me to actually love my friends, my family even more. If you have healthy love, that's what I'm talking about. Toxic love is only, they only want you for themselves. They don't want you to give. They don't want you to improve. They don't want you to be better. They don't want you to form closer relationships. And that's what I'm talking about. Love is an action word. Because that person loves you, they want you to be your healthiest. They want you to be your happiest. They want you to have peace. And that's what I'm talking about. Love is a sacrifice. And a lot of people only think that love means only focusing on me and what I want and what I need. And not just the romantic love, all forms of love. You know, your sibling love, your spiritual love, what they call agape love. There's all forms of love in this life, but a person should be willing, because they love you, to do some things. And I always say that love is manifest, or love is shown in a person by the way they treat you. You know, there's so much times that people can be so upset and angry. And I can say I have seen people in this life that, because of the way that they love you, because of the way they treat you, it makes you want to just, it transforms you. Their love is that powerful. And if you ever get an opportunity to have love from somebody in your life that will allow you to transform, it's like their love is like a warm hug. It's very comforting. Their love is very patient. You know, they see the potential and the best in you. And I have truly been blessed to have, you know, had the wonderful friends that really were patient with me when I was not mature, but they knew my potential. They knew who I was. And I want to say that to somebody. You know, maybe if you're not where you want to be, we're not going to make an excuse. We're not going to blame anybody else, because we're adults. We're mature, or at least we're trying to be. I can say for me, my issue with not loving myself the way that I deserve is because I had unresolved issues. And until I learned to resolve my issues from the past, and to say, this person hurt me, this person did X, Y, and Z to me, and I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. I deserve better. And I forgive them. See, that's love in action. Love is not for what somebody can do for you, but it's what you want to do for yourself. Because I love myself, I'm not going to allow myself to harbor animosity, anger, resentment, negativity, and that takes your power away. A lot of people don't understand when you don't forgive other people, when you do not have compassion for that person. Maybe at that time they were going through something. Maybe they have never been introduced to love. There's a lot of people that have never even got the affection, you know, like a hug, someone to hold their hand, someone allow them to talk, open up their heart, and, you know, to say the things that they want to say. When you experience somebody to love you like that, somebody who will listen to you, somebody who will be patient, somebody will ask you, what do you want and what do you need? How can I serve you? Um, I think that's one of the best forms of love, when someone will listen to you, ask you what you want, what are your goals, and how can I help you to get there. For me, that is love in action. Love is not just a word. And I get it. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in that idea, that notion of love. I love them. But what does that love make you to do? And sometimes it's difficult when you love somebody, but you don't see them growing. You see them staying the same. And I am very grateful to have people in my life that have said, Marlene, it's time for you to do X, Y, and Z. And they'll say the uncomfortable questions like, I love you, but you need to take better care of your health. You need to eat better. You need to drink more water. I know that you have the mental capacity, the intelligence to get a better job, to do better, and to do X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. Somebody who really loves you will allow you to showcase your talent. And I'm grateful for that part. That having somebody that can love you purely, you know, that there's nothing they're getting back. They just want to see you happy. They want to see you at peace. They want to see you shine. They want joy to be, about you. And if you have people like that in your life, it can't help but go back and forth. They do something nice for you, you do something nice for them, so it's like the love just keeps pouring out, because you don't get drained, because it's not always just you giving. And yes, Denise, there's a lot of times where I have been on that side of life where I'm just giving, always giving, and it's easy to get caught up in that with your relatives, with a job, with people in your life, and they want to say they love you, but for them, they give toxic love. They think that love comes with what is it called? I'm trying to think of the word. They think that love is with circumstances. They love you only in certain situations. I love you if you do this. I love you if you do that. But if you can't give or do or give them something financially, they was like, oh, they don't love me. So it's a using thing. But true and pure love, a person will love you whether you can give money, whether you can do something for them. They love you just because you exist. And I'm grateful for the age that I am at, that I have found that out, and I have learned that. When I was younger, I used to only focus on a person only loved me for what they could buy me or what they could do for me. But just having people in your life that love you and they'll support you, somebody who will check on you, be understanding in your times of need, just having somebody to sit with you, listen to you, talk to you. Somebody who just say, hey, let's go out and do something. And it doesn't have to be you initiating all the time. See, sometimes love can be something materialistic. It's nice to get a gift, but it doesn't have to be a gift all the time. Sometimes one of the best gifts that a person can give you is their quality time. Isn't that true? It's nothing like someone taking time out of their busy day to spend with you, to listen to you, to have fun. And that is love in action, because a lot of people will talk about they love you and they'll always say things like, hey, let's get together. But they never do. It's just something that people say. But somebody taking time out of their busy day to spend with you, to go somewhere, plan a trip, have some fun, or just sit around and talk and laugh, you know, there's nothing like those moments. And make sure, everybody, that the people that you really love with your full and pure heart, don't wait for opportunities. And I want to say this about the elderly people in your life. Maybe if you have your parents still, grandparents, aunts, uncles, even your spiritual family, anybody in your life, older people, people who are disabled, when you give back to people who cannot give anything to you, it's such a powerful, empowering feeling that you are supporting somebody and all they can do is give you their pure love. All they can do is give you a smile. I have to tell you that recharges my batteries in a way that nothing else does. When somebody is just sitting there by themselves, they're feeling sad, lonely and whatever, and you just say, "Hey, I just came by to see you." And you see that smile come to their face. You never know what you can do for somebody. I always say that check on your strong people. Check on the people that they're used to being strong for everybody, but how many times are people strong for them? Think about those people. Sometimes we think because they're always so busy doing and giving for you that they're okay, and it's not always the case. Sometimes they're just doing that because they've trained themselves to go and to do. But think about doing something nice for your strong people. Give them a phone call. Tell them I was thinking about you, or even the showing love in action is showing appreciation. I'm so grateful you're in my life. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do for me. That is love in action. I think sometimes because we're such busy people, we're busy in our lives, busy working, busy providing, taking care of our families, we forget all the people that did things for us years ago. Do you forget to even say simple things like thank you? Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you've poured into me. Thank you for the things that you have taught me. And I always like to remind myself to thank the people who helped me to love myself before I loved myself. I'm grateful to have people like that in my life because I didn't come from a situation where people were affectionate and hugging and saying those words, I love you, I'm here for you. But I had really great friends that taught me about communication, spending quality time, laughing, opening up your heart and talking about the things that you're going through. Because I don't know about y'all, but I used to eat my pain away. Like every time I was sad about something, I would go straight to the fridge. I'm eating ice cream, I'm having cookies, I'm having chips. That is how I used to cope with my pain. I covered my pain with food. Some people cover their pain with substances like drugs, or they'll use alcohol or something like that. But I wanted to talk about the healthy love that you can give to yourself. I think it's so important that we give ourselves healthy love and not the toxic ones that maybe you saw growing up or you see around you. Just because other people in our life choose to treat themselves that way, it doesn't mean we have to. One thing that I started doing when C19 came around, I started working on my health, changing making sure I'm drinking water, getting, exercise. And I was not a person who felt very comfortable going in the gym, but I had to learn to love myself. Until I was comfortable going out, I was just walking in place. That's how I lost my first 10 pounds. All I did was just walk in place 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Then, when 20 pounds came off, 40 pounds came off, then I felt comfortable to go for a walk. Whatever space you are in your life, don't forget to take care of yourself. And don't let other people put you down. Sometimes people will judge you by your appearance, the way you look. A person who is maybe overweight, or a person who has made some mistakes in the past. I freely will talk about sometimes people will be homeless for a time, sometimes because of the things that you put yourself in a situation, person could get incarcerated. There's a lot of things that can happen to people, but it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that sometimes you were in a bad situation, bad circumstance. You didn't love yourself. You weren't strong enough to say no. But it's okay. Today is a new day. Every day we get a new set of 24 hours to love ourselves. We get a new set of 24 hours to show ourselves that, God loves us. And I want to say that to every single person. If you have not heard it today, God loves you. You have meaning. You are worthy. And God chose you. God chose to wake you up today. And you should be proud of that. You should be happy. Every day I wake up and I am grateful that God chose to wake me up today. And I say that to all of you too. I'm grateful that you're still here. I'm grateful that you are alive. And when you wake up, you can make a choice right here. I decide to make my day wonderful. Before I go out the door, I speak over my life. I am thankful. I am grateful to be alive. Today, I'm going to show the world my smile. I'm going to bring joy in people's life. I'm going to bring peace in people's life. I will be kind even when it's difficult. When somebody is getting on my nerves, I'm going to be long suffering. I'll be compassionate. And I tell myself that it's not all about me. Sometimes I just need to listen. Sometimes I need to be in the mode of serving somebody else, supporting another person. For me, that is love in action. Love is not just about us and what we need. Sometimes our love should cause us to make sacrifices. Think about somebody else. Could you be kinder? Could I be kinder? Could I be more loving? Could I be more patient? Could I be more understanding with another person? See, that's love in action. And sometimes I feel like people focus so much on getting married and finding their person, but people do not sacrifice, think about the sacrifices that you make to stay married. Because that's a whole nother subject and topic. And people will focus so much on the wedding and the rings, all the material things. Like, they'll focus on all of those things, but people aren't focusing on the important things. How is the communication between you and your husband, you and your wife? Are you kind to each other? Are you friends? Are you making sure you have your spiritual connection so that the two of you become one? You got to have that, the cord of God, wrapped around you to make sure that you have the strength to each other. That's the link that ties you together when there's problems, when there's difficulties, when you want to scream and yell, when you want to choke them because they're getting on your nerves and they aggravate you and you want to go your separate ways. That is what keeps you together, and not just romantic love. I always like to think about, if it wasn't for God, I would not be able to be a good friend. Sometimes I have to understand that people are tired, are busy, are going through things. And instead of waiting for people to come to you, why don't you go to them? Why don't you serve somebody else? Yes, I have to say that I have learned recently that it's okay for me to receive something, because I used to be that person that had a problem receiving gifts. I love to give gifts, but it's receiving as well. And think about that sometimes for the people who always give gifts, people who are free, open handed, loving, and will give you the shirt off their back. When's the last time you gave that person a card, a gift, did a nice deed, filled up their tank of gas, did something nice, maybe offered to take care of their kids so they can go out and enjoy themselves, or something, whatever it is, thinking of kind deeds. For me, that is love in action. And that is what's important. Love in action, being what somebody else needs for you to be for them. And the same thing applies to ourselves. Sometimes we get off track from that and we do not give ourselves love. We do not treat ourselves in the nicest and the kindest way that we can be. But it's up to us to change that. Love is an action word, and people cannot know how to love you if you aren't doing the things you need for you. So it's a work in progress. It's all learning. Yes, we talk about self-care and, taking care of ourselves. Of course, we want to look beautiful, or you want to look handsome, but at the same time, you got to focus on your inside. Are you hurting inside? Do you have some unresolved issues? It's nothing wrong with going and seeing a therapist. It's nothing wrong with, going to the gym, getting your exercise, taking care of yourself, and not just your mind, also your spirit, making sure you're tapping in so that you can feel at peace. Everybody needs a spiritual connection, whatever that may be. Get out in nature, go for a walk, enjoy animals if you have a pet, spend time with the people that you love. For me, that is a love in action. It is showing love not only to others, but also showing love to yourself. So that's my 30 minutes, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in for this Friday motivation. We'll be doing a topic on Fridays from now on at about 5 p.m. as soon as I get a chance. So thank you so much for tapping in. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through. I really appreciate you. Make sure you go by and check out Boss Lady Denise's channel and all of my amazing mods, Nate the Great Podcast, Miss 702, Shay Love, Boss Life Online, Realist One here. I'm trying to think of, Kicking It with the Rooks. I'm trying to think of some of my amazing content. Oh yeah, Pre-Retirement Days. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you, and shout out to all my channel members. Join channel membership. It starts at 99 cents. This is Love Marlene 411, your channel for all of the love things, because when we learn to love ourselves, we can love others. Okay? Keep your promise to yourself. Be your own friend. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. And be your best self. Okay, everybody? Until the next one, have a great rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend. I'll see you guys on the next one. And if you're watching in the replay, leave me a comment below. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.